Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, November 20th, and my 7 months in Panama are coming to an end right now. So I'm getting ready to sail off and head towards Jamaica. So I'm going to stay out of the wind and sail all the way to Cartagena, Colombia, or close to it anyway. And I'm not going to stop there, but that'll get me a better angle on the wind across the Caribbean, and then I'm going to turn to the left and sail across the Caribbean to either Kingston or Port Antonio, Jamaica. It ought to take 7 or 8 days. It's about 900 miles, unless I start zigzagging, and then it could be a lot more. So anyway, here's to wishing myself luck. This is it. We're leaving Panama. Looking around at all these islands and all these different surf spots, and thinking about all the surf I got here and good times I had and the people I met. It feels like this place is home. So I'm sure I'll come back. Good morning. It is day 2 of the trip from Panama to Jamaica. I think it's November 20th, 2021. And there's almost no wind right now. We're motoring, making about 5.5 knots. Made good time yesterday. There's apparently a good current on my way. So I was mostly motor sailing yesterday. But it's been about probably 4 or 5 hours just sailing. The biggest excitement yesterday was a squall that I really should have seen it coming. I saw the black cloud on the horizon. Didn't think too much of it. I thought we were going to go around it. Then all of a sudden it started raining really hard. And then the wind picked up to the 20s. And so first I tried to furl the Genoa, but it got stuck. And the wind really picked up fast. It got up to 28. So I pointed us downwind, let the mainsail out to blanket the Genoa, and was able to get it furled about 3/4 of the way, and then reefed the main. But then when the main was reefed, it filled up with water. The part hanging down filled with water like quickly, like a lot of water, and I was worried about it. So pointed us up more into the wind to get us to heel, to get the water to dump out, and tried a few things, but then eventually raised the sail back up because the wind was dying off. We're up into the mid-teens now, and so put the main back up, water drain, and then put the reef back in it, and sailed along. But we were sailing fast. We were making 10 knots at one point. That's probably more like 8 knots with a 2-knot current with us, but still it was fast. Nice to be sailing. Hit another squall last night, but it was just rain, not any significant wind. And oh, what else happened? I tried to take I went to take the mainsail down when there was no wind at one point, and realized that one of the lazy jack lines is broken. So I can't take the main down without it falling all over the deck. I've either got to go up the mast to fix it, which I don't really want to do while I'm at sea, but I could. Or I can just leave the main up when there's no wind. It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of nice that it's always there ready to go. Alright, that's it for now. Peace. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm just now passing Portobello, past Kelowna a little bit ago, so I've got a little bit of internet service. All's well, making good time. Made 140 miles yesterday, mainly because there's a current with me. I had about 3 different things either break or fail yesterday. I got hit by a pretty nasty squall, but got through it. Everything is cool. All's well. Be in Jamaica in about 5 or 6 days. lunchtime here at Windflower. And in case you're wondering, here's how I eat lunch. Just right out of the pot. Got my water right here, always ready to go. Got my instruments here, rain jacket ready to go. And yeah, we're just motoring. But you can see the mountains in the background. It's probably the last I'll see land. No, I'll probably see land in Colombia at some point. Last I'll see land for a couple days anyway. This is my wet shirt from last night, got caught in the squall. Anyway, a day in the life, me on the sailboat. It's day 3 of the journey from Bocas del Toro to Jamaica. And I just took 3 naps, so I'm feeling good right now. And I got a lot of sleep last night, which is good because I couldn't get any this morning. It was just non-stop squalls, one after another. Spent a lot of time pouring rain, getting wet, hand steering because the wind was shifting and I was trying to steer around the worst of them. But there were some strong winds and very heavy rain and various issues with the boat to deal with, like the dinghies, the pads underneath the dinghy came free, so I had to go up front, untie the dinghy and shove the pads back under it, which is no small feat because everything's heavy. Retie it. And let's see, the second reef line was chafing through, so I noticed that before there was an issue. I got up there and at the boom, right where it was tied around the boom, it was chafing, so I cut that off and retied it. And anyway, just spent a lot of time this morning hand steering in very heavy rain and shifting winds and a whole lot of sail changes. Furling and unfurling the general and putting up and taking down the staysail. Mostly left one reef in the main the whole time. So a lot of work this morning, but all is well now. We are about 120 miles from Cartagena and making progress in that direction. It's day 4 of the journey from Panama to Jamaica, and I'm just now passing Cartagena, Colombia, and heading along the coast of Colombia in a little sort of wind shadow from trade winds, hoping to get as far east as I can. I'll probably be able to get as far as Barranquilla, and then I'll be into the trade winds and turn north and head towards Jamaica. It's been just rainy. First half of last night was wonderful, like 13 knots of wind and just easy, nice sailing. But then the second half of last night was hard rain, and luckily there was no traffic, so I was able to stay below and sleep a lot. And 20 minutes at a time getting up to check on things. And the rain has been on and off all day today. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon today. And it's just been a day of squalls and wind changes and sails going up and sails going down and reefing and unreefing. A good bit of work. Finally, right now, for the last hour or so, it's been consistent and I'm able to sail like I had hoped along the coast of Colombia. I'm about 15 miles out. Got to stay in international water, more than 12 miles out, so like 15 or 20 miles out. And see how I'm dressed. It's still raining. I'm really looking forward to some sunshine. All right, until next time. Peace. Good morning, it's day 5 of Panama to Jamaica, and we tagged north yesterday, left Colombia behind, and we are now sailing across the Caribbean, and we've got really nice conditions. It's just about 12 knots of wind, and I am on close reefs where I'm actually sailing as high into the wind as I can, and pointing just east of Jamaica, so it's about perfect. The seas aren't big. If the wind was any stronger, the seas would be bigger and would be harder to go upwind and much less comfortable. These are really nice sailing conditions. Jamaica's about 370 miles away, which should put us there in about 4 more days, or 3 more after today. Today plus 3 more, which would make 8 days total this trip, which would make this my longest passage by 1 day. But really, in conditions like this, it's just pleasant out here. I could just keep going probably, but it'll be nice to get there. It always is. It's always the best part of any journey is the arrival, in my opinion. All right, so until next time. Peace. Conditions have shifted in our favor. The wind is now straight out of the east, 17 knots, and we are going to about 7. Fantastic, excellent change of conditions and stoked. We're moving fast now towards Jamaica. It is Tuesday, or is it Wednesday? No, it's Wednesday. Wednesday at 8:30, the wind has shifted in our favor. The wind's blowing 94 degrees right now at 17 knots. We are sailing, making 13 degrees, 6.5 to 7 knots. So this is an excellent turn of events. I was hoping the wind would turn more east. Otherwise, we might not have made it. Had to go to this west end of Jamaica and or go to Roatan or something completely different, who knows. Anyway, it's on now. Sailing again, loving it. Sun shining. Second leg of the trip so far has been a lot better than the first. Hey, I got a fish. Mahi mahi. I'll be eating well the next couple days. Good morning, it's day 6 of Panama to Jamaica. probably out of 8, yeah, 6 out of probably 8 days. Some chance of getting there day after tomorrow, but that would be 7. Anyway, it's all rather confusing what day it is and how much longer it's going to take, but we're about 250 miles away. And it's the first sunny day. It's beautiful. Beautiful day today. And I just took in a little bit of the Genoa, and the luff was fluttering, so I had to access the luff line, which is out over the leeward side of the boat. So I couldn't quite reach it, which is sketchy hanging out over that side of the boat trying to reach something. But I was double clipped in. So I ended up getting the ATN mast climber's foot portion and attached that to a running backstay that happened to be right there. I was able to step up on that and reach out and grab the luff line and adjust it and stop the sail from fluttering, which was great because I had spent probably a half hour before that adjusting the sail every which way, trying to make the leech quit fluttering. But it's all good now. We're cruising along at about 4.5, 5 knots, 50 to 55 degrees to the true wind, 15 degrees north, aimed right at the Morant Keys right now, the keys that are east of Jamaica, so that's a good target. If I can actually get up in that area, I might make Port Antonio, but it's likely I'll be encountering more north winds up that way, so I'll probably end up going to Kingston town. All right, until next time. About a 3/4 knot current right now, so the boat speed is around 5 something, but we're only making 4 something speed over ground. Anyway, we'll be in Jamaica in a couple more days, probably 2 more days. All right, until next time. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. do it. The wind dropped down to 6 at one point, and we were only going 2 knots for a while, and that's just too slow. So the engine's on, and we will be arriving in Port Antonio, Jamaica tomorrow. I'm stoked about that. So last night the furling line broke. You can see where I tied it back together right here. It broke right up by the drum when the sail was just partially furled. So the sail ran out, and anyway, I was able to just tie the 2 pieces together. But at first had to pull the aft part of the line out of all of the furling guides and the rope clutch, so the knot wouldn't have been able to pass through any of that. So anyway, I was able to furl it this morning. The winds just kept getting lighter and lighter anyway, so it wasn't a big problem for that. Anyway, now I've replaced it with this line, which was the staysail downhaul. It's not quite long enough, but it'll allow me to use most of the Genoa, and it might be long enough for the Yankee, which I'm probably going to remove up anyway before we go to the Bahamas. So yeah, something breaks every time so far. I think that's the only thing that's broken, which is pretty good for a 8 or 9 day trip. All right, next time. Good morning. It is Saturday, day 8 of Panama to Jamaica, and we are motor sailing upwind, about 30 degrees to the apparent wind. No, 30 degrees to the true wind. Headed towards the pass between the Albatross Bank and the Orient Keys. At that point, I'll bear off about 15 degrees to the port and head towards Port Antonio, which will be 60 miles from there. We are about 20 miles from the Albatross Bank. So I'll be arriving tonight, just like the West Bay. Port Antonio is a real simple, straightforward entrance to deep water. happened, I put the preventer on, but it turns out I had it inside the jib sheet, so I gotta remember that the preventers go outside of everything. They go outside of the jib sheet, otherwise they're chafing on each other, which is no good. So I took the preventer off from the boat and pulled it through all the blocks and then let it forward. I went forward on the leeward rail and took the preventer outside the jib sheet and then brought it all through the blocks all the way back to Cocktail Hill, which was a good bit of work and rain. And, yeah, that was difficult. Then pulling the Genoa back in later when the wind died, the line got caught up, got hung up. Had to go forward again. It turns out it was jammed up on the inside of the drum near the top, which might have something to do with why it's going to chafe through twice now. I think the forward lead might be too high. I might have to lower the lead that's the block that's attached to the stanchion, the valve open, that directs the furling line to the drum. It's about 3 feet away from it. It's the last pulleys that guide the furling line. Going back to time. I think it's too high. Lower it. See if that helps. So fishing, just hooked something but didn't get it. I got 2 lines out. One the hand line and one is on the reef. I got one more mahi fillet. Been eating mahi twice a day since I caught that fish. And had a lot of sleep last night after that squall. I just slept over and over again, 20 minutes at a time. Very little traffic this whole trip. It's been nice. Expect to get somewhere around here. I think there should be a lot of boats coming through the Windward Passage. Maybe they're all going to be passing in between the mooring keys and Jamaica. So at some point today I should be running into traffic. But it's been extremely light so far. The last boat altered course to go further around me without doing anything. It was nice. That's why I love the AIS that transmits. These big boats see you far away. And they'll alter course to go around you. I don't have to do anything. It's awesome. Alright, so that's the report from the morning of day 8. That is Jamaica in the background. Here we are, Saturday, day 8. It's 5 p.m. and Jamaica is in full sight. Sun is setting. We are sailing. It's great to be here. Looking forward to getting a full night's sleep for the first time in a week. Jamaica, we're making it. Mountains are in view. Day 8, Panama to Jamaica. This is it. We're finally. Oh, we're not there yet. We are full view of the glorious mountains of Jamaica. The sun is setting behind it. What an honor it is to be here. What a privilege. What a wonder it is to sail here in Panama. That sunset behind me, and those are the mountains of Jamaica. They're just absolutely glorious. I can't believe how fortunate I am to be here right now. It's just absolutely amazing. Sailing for 8 days on this boat that I spent so much time working on and putting together. This plan that I only hatched just a few years ago is so underway right now. Bahamas, Panama, Jamaica. Just overwhelmed gratitude.